Hello there. Welcome back to Selene Apoptosis. I'm still sick from last episode. I don't know if I'm freaking over it. In the past couple days, I don't really know. Give me some time. I'm recording this one literally after the last episode. Is it really that hard to just leave a man alone? Surprisingly, no. Have you seen the outside world? At least at night. At least in a house that pays for specifically so that nobody would bother him. He opened his eyes. Easy, just as he thought. Sprang, sprang to his feet and ran downstairs. Something was boiling inside him. Halfway to the door, he took a turn to the cardboard and piled and pulled out, pulled out an old baseball bat. He wasn't likely to actually use it. He asked himself if he would as he reached for the door handle. No, he certainly wouldn't, but he's angry and he wants the night guest to learn it. What the hell? The rain was still pouring, or rather, it was actually getting stronger. As his mother would say, the floodgates of heaven tore open. His mother used to say a lot of things. That was on the list of reasons why he had to rent this overpriced house where anyone could start banging on the door in the middle of the night. A cat, for an example. What the hell? Thank God that I kept this up. I wouldn't mind doing the freaking 18 patch. I know I've said this last episode, but I wouldn't mind. Because it did say nudity, and I would be mildly amused on why she'd be naked. But either way, we're going to go through this. Secondly, does she have a fucking tail, or is she just holding that? He said it again. This time aloud. A cat was standing on his porch. The hell? She looked like a proper British short hair. In all respects, except for the color. That looks more human than cat. Aside from the smoky gray head, it seems as if she was dropped in a vat of white paint, and while her lower part was dripped into a black one. So she's just covered in mud. Wet fur clinging to her small, rather skinny body, dripping with water. The cat could have probably slipped into the house as soon as the door opened, but instead she froze, as if waiting for the host to say something. Can you explain? You know what? I want to know what happens if we let her in. Can I save? Oh, I can save. I'm gonna do that right now. I want to do that right now. I'll be back. Okay, there we go. We saved. We're gonna let her in. Who cares? It was cold outside. Much colder than one might think. Yeah, I know. I'm letting a freaking stranger into the house. It's weirdest things that's happened. He didn't feel angry anymore. Alright, come in. Wait, his name is He? The fuck? I never even chose the name. He stepped aside, feeling for the doorway. The cat didn't move. So you don't want to? Huh? You was about to say fine then. Close the door, go back to the second floor, and lie on the suffocating half sleep until morning. But he finally realized what was wrong. The bat. He threw it away, aiming for the sofa, but missed. The bat clattered to the floorboards. Okay. The cat followed into the darkness, and with her round yellow eyes, the sound didn't frighten her. He sighed. I won't hurt you. Come on. Come on in if you want. The cat raised her eyes at him. For the first time, he actually saw and couldn't help admiring how big the yellow eyes and yellow they were. The cat's pupils were also large and incredibly round, like two full moons in an eclipse. Okay? Just as he was about to close the door, the second time the cat murmured something and fluttered into the house, beating him with her wet head as she passed by. He smiled. Okay? Strictly speaking, at this very moment, his line had ended. If the landlady found out, and he was sure she would, he'd have to look for a new place to live. There are plenty of lovely broad sceneries in the neighborhood, he thought, and they only have two hobbies, observing and reporting. The subject and recipient aren't that important. Okay, so the landlord's just an asshole. But it was in the contract, so I can't complain. Well, it's fine. Maybe he'd live in the suburbs. Maybe he'd move to an apartment, since him getting privacy didn't work out anyway. The rain was getting stronger still. He closed the door. Okay. The cat explored the house with cautious curiosity, stepping by different objects, as if trying to understand their purpose. Watching, that was amusing. So amusing, he even forgot about the stain. When he remembered, it has already spread out a dark spot of water in the place where the cat clung to him. He pulled the wet cloth away from his body and stared at it blankly for a moment. Then, almost groaned aloud. The cat was soaked, so she probably got a lot of dirt in the house. He decided not to turn the light on. Turn on the light. He had enough disappointment for the night. Instead, he went to get a towel. Hey, alright, come here. The cat turned her head to the voice and froze in place. She was examining the TV, a lifeless black mirror of a plasma panel in a lacquered frame that he hadn't touched since moving in. In a reflection, the cat herself looked back. She gave him a long, appraising look, and then, with a sudden graciousness, trotted towards him, definitely avoiding the obstacles. He was surprised. Maybe the cat decided he was more interesting than TV. Or maybe she acted out of respect for her honest will. For her host's will. Okay? Anyway, he felt grateful. Okay, so we're just gonna dry her off? Go on. Finally, someone he could actually negotiate with. Suddenly, he thought how nice it would be to crawl under the blanket with a warm ball of fur. It would seriously have helped him to fall asleep. As a child, he had a cat, gray, huge brush, amusingly ugly and equally beloved. At least the cat was loved. He often fell asleep hugging him. The cat's name was Timo, and he faded into a June night many years ago. The cat bumped her wet head against him once more. He thought the cat usually shake off the water themselves. Usually, but perhaps not always. Some cats are freaking crap at it. I didn't know a cat that never really learned how to lick themselves. Like at all. But the cat's dead now, so yeah. Hey, easy there. You're wet. The cat looked up at him with her moon-shaped eyes and murmured something again. Do something about it then. Okay? He smiled and got to work. He had to squeeze the fur thoroughly. So the towel soon turned into a wet rag. Should he... You know what? I'm gonna save again. Actually, I think this is the best time to kind of end the episode when I think about it. There's no other real place for me to put it, so I hope all you guys have a great one of a time. We'll see what happens next time. So, see you guys next time. We'll question what the hell's going on.